Hello, how you doing?
Hello, is this Dazzle?
Yeah, it's Dazzle.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know if I can book a reading or if you're available for a reading.
Yes, always. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I think my baby father's sleeping with the girl next door.
What?
And yes, because she always looking at me funny. She never really speak. But every time I'm with him, it's like she speak and be giggly, like doing this like a side eye thing. I think it's like a woman's intuition thing. He say I'm tripping, but I know I'm not. He don't do nothing for me, nothing for my kids. And the other day, I found like a Gucci receipt in his armrest, and just coincidentally, she had like some
Alright, we're
Gucci
gonna
shoes.
figure. Hello, everybody. It's your girl Dazzle That Tarot, and I'm back for another tarot reading. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload and when I go live. And if you would like to book a private reading, everything is in the description box. Okay. So, without further ado, everything I say here is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only until modern science comes up with a mathematical equation that the metaphysical science is in fact a valid form of science, and all tools of divination are in fact valid tools of science. Let's get into this. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to show y'all me. Right. Hold on. Hey, it's me. So today we're going to be talking about Aubrey O'Day. Was she really a victim of P. Diddy? And in light of what's going on at the P. Diddy trial. Okay, so first of all, let's get into this. So Aubrey O'Day had been alluding that she had been talking to the feds, and she was alluding that she was going to be a witness and this, that, and the third. And basically what ended up happening is she ended up saying that she was not going to be testifying, and also she said she's no victim, right? So I want to know what's going on with her, right? So I'm going to be using the Afro Goddess Tarot, and I'm going to be asking what's going on with her. This is like a new tarot deck I've been using, y'all. So I've put all my older ones away, and I'm only focusing on my new tarot and new oracle deck. Okay, so this is decks, right? So this is the Afro Goddess Tarot Arcanas, right? So for all extensive purposes, some of these cards I don't know because it's not like the traditional major and minor arcana. So I might have to look at the booklet. So just work with me, okay? So let's get into it. Give me the energy surrounding Aubrey O'Day and her experience with P. Diddy. We're going to start with that. Give me the energy surrounding Aubrey O'Day and her experience working with P. Diddy. Okay? And let's see what comes up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, out of anything, we got, okay, let's see what's going on. So, I drew 4 cards. And the back of the deck energy is the Fool. Okay? This is the Fool and the Afro Goddess Tarot Arcanas. All right? That's that one. You have the 6 of Swords that comes out first. The 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. The Death card is upright for her. And you have the Son of Cups in the reverse. All right? So, the Son of Cups, I believe, might be either the Page or the Knight, right? Because this is a new deck, I'm going to be looking to figure out if the Son of Cups for this deck is the Page or the Knight. Okay, so let me see something, y'all. Hear me out. Hold on. So, okay, so the Son of Cups is the Knight, and the Daughter of Cups is the Page. Okay, so now I see what's going on. So, What I feel like is this is going from a place of chaos to a place of peace, right? This is a transitional thing, like mentally, right? So, but this is travel, this is communication, right? So I feel like with her, I think that basically with this situation, it went from when she first started, it was not a good experience for her, right? So she had to leave that experience. That's what I'm getting from that. I feel like with the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, this is a loss. So she suffered some type of loss from dealing with Diddy as far as financially, and she had to let it go. That means she got fired, right? And this is the death card. This is a transformation card. So it says for me that not only did she did get fired, that's a transformative thing, but also in other ways, he transformed her life into celebrityism, into being a public figure, things like that. So then I have the Son of Cups in the reverse, though. So this means that he was telling her a lot of things that he was not going to do. So he was promising her things, telling her one thing, but was going to do another. So with all that being said, she traveled and got with Diddy. I mean, with Diddy, with the group and stuff like that, thinking that it was going to be one way and it was another way. But however, in the grand scheme of things, he still made you famous. Okay, so that's the biggest thing, right? He still made you famous, and with fame comes different opportunities. But that particular opportunity, you had to be let go of for one reason or the other, and the reason why is because the person that was, steering the ship was lying to you. Basically, P. Diddy was selling her a dream and ripped it from her. But it's almost like if you was hit by the backhand of God, right? Like I was watching like Stigmata, right? And they was talking about how, having stigmata is like being slapped by the backhand of God, right? Even though it's horrible, it's the worst thing that can ever happen to you, you know what I'm saying? You're still a testimony that God exists, right? If there is evil, there is good. If there's a heaven, there's a hell. The spiritual world exists, things like that. You're still a testimony, okay? So with her, even though she was done bad by Diddy, that's her experience. She was done bad, but in the same token, what's up, Dominique? If you want to come on and talk about it, because I'm gonna talk about Dawn and that damn loss and her ass going on that damn stand and getting cooked. Okay, she got cooked. So if you want to, I can share the link for you or anybody else who wants to join, and we can talk about it. But yeah, so it's like being hit by the backhand of God. So basically, it's like, yeah, you had this horrible experience, but on the other hand, he did transform your life. And even though he was manipulating stuff and lying about what he was really going to do for her career, she still managed because of the fact that, she was in the group and on TV, she still managed to actually have a career. So she can still thank him for that in that way. So, wow. And the Fool card is like new beginnings and stuff like that. Like she took a risk. Are you on stage? Can I hear you?
Yeah, I'm on her. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, girl. My whole
She
thing is, yeah.
was she on Baddies last season?
Huh?
Was she on Baddies last season? She's on
Yeah,
Netflix
she
show
was on
Baddies.
Baddies. She absolutely was on Baddies, actually.
Okay.
But she has her OnlyFans as well.
Girl, I wasn't feeling her on Baddies.
I'm not feeling none of these Danny Kane members no more after what Dawn did. And when I get from here, it's like when it comes to her career, yeah, she got fired. Yeah, Aubrey O'Day got fired. See, I'm saying that all nice and slow right now. I mean, when I did my reading, but what I'm getting from that is, yeah, she got fired, but she still became famous.
I didn't hear about her. I didn't hear about
Yeah.
what is her name Drew? I didn't hear what she did.
Okay, so Aubrey O'Day, the white girl from Danity Kane, she was the most vocal about
Okay.
P Diddy all the way
Yeah,
up to now.
I see online.
Yeah, she was the most vocal. She's been coming out and speaking on P Diddy for a while. But however, she was talking about how she, the feds talked to her and stuff. It was even a point where, the day before trial, she had pulled out an outfit and laid it on the bed or something and took a picture laying beside the outfit, talking about something getting ready for the P. Diddy trial. So alluding that she would be there. And then come to find out as the trial proceeds, she comes out and says that she's not going to be taking the stand. And then she basically was like, she's not a victim.
Okay,
So,
she clout chasing.
yeah, but here's the thing though, when it comes to her, even though she got fired, you can be bitter about you being fired from the group or whatever the case may be in
Right.
your experience. But in the bigger scheme of things, he did catapult you enough to be a celebrity.
Right.
So I think it's the foolishness, the bitterness of it, because, and then the clout chasing of it, because there's money to be had behind dragging him and telling your story.
Right.
But
I need
did you
them.
see Dom, girl? Did you see Dom?
I
Did
didn't
you
hear
see
about
Dom?
that.
You didn't
What
see
happened?
Dom take the stand?
No, I didn't hear about it.
Girl, let me tell you. All right, I'm gonna put my camera on for this because I'm about to get to rolling with this girl. So let me tell you. So Dawn takes the stand. Now Dawn actually not too long ago, I think it was September, straight after, because Dawn had came out and spoke about her, witnessing Diddy beat on Cassie. What's
Right.
up, Dandy Land? Oh, girl, you want to join this conversation, girl? My link is right on top of yours. You can come in because we're talking about it. I want to talk about it. So basically, yeah. So she was already coming out saying that she witnessed P. Diddy basically like abusing Cassie. She witnessed P. Diddy. Well, Cassie was in the house with them. She was cooking eggs in the skillet. P. Diddy told her it's taking too long, or whatever the case may be. Came in there upset and hit her, threw the eggs in the skillet at her, start stomping her out, beating her ass, things like that, right? That's what she claims
Right.
she's seen. And basically, on the low, she makes this civil lawsuit after Cassie. She wants monetary gain for her pain. And, she had claimed all these things. But when she went on the motherfucking stand, this girl straight up lies. Lies, right? Get caught up in lies and inconsistencies, right? She done told the same story like several times, but the story changed several times.
Wow.
So it's like when she went to the feds, talking to the feds, first she said he threw the pan at her. Then she said he just threw the eggs at her. Then she said it's like it was changing up. And she was like, well, I'm just recollecting it the best I know, the best I can, and this, that, third. And then it's like she started getting flustered. So basically, they cooked the hell out of her on that stand. And when I did a little reading, I did a mini reading about, her whole intentions. It's all about money. She got the Three of Pentacles. All that shit is about money. She is forming together like Voltron to get this money. And she's
Dazzle,
not being technically honest, okay?
what I need them to understand is they messing up the case like that, like playing games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the real survivors won't get justice because y'all want to play in the court faces and stuff.
Now, here's the thing. After she came on and got cooked, and mind you, let me add to this. Her case is currently her civil lawsuit against Diddy is currently pending dismissal. So, based on what she said on the stand today, her civil case might be going out the window. So,
Wow.
that talks about, that's a testimony to the fact that, sometimes, I'm going to just get a little bit biblical. That's why God said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord, right?
Yep.
Yes, they are going to have the jury all confused. Yes, they are. But, with her, it's like, if she would just stick to an honest story, if you have been victimized in some type of way, you could have been a witness. You know what I'm saying? You could have been someone who got on the stand and said, well, look, I may not have seen the domestic violence part, but what I have seen is how he treat his workers and how, you know what I'm saying?
Right, because she was
Yeah.
an employee.
Yeah, because she was an employee. Stick to that. Stick to the fact that he treated his employees and told them one thing and it was another. If we're talking about Rico, try to make that into like some type of Rico or some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as his character on who he is and how he could be someone who would do Rico. But instead, you wanted to be vengeful, spiteful, because whole time after you said that you was scared of him and stuff, you still went back several times asking and begging him to work with you.
Right.
So how are you afraid of somebody and you think that they may unalive you? You seen him be the worst that he could ever be, but then you keep going back so he can work with you. And then when they kept denying you and stuff, you got mad. And then when you seen Cassie with a lawsuit and she won, I mean not won, he immediately settled. That's when you said, well, if he can't work with me, if he don't want to work with me to be famous, let me get his money too. Basically, that's all that was.
Okay, I got a question. Like a year ago or 2 years ago, did she come out saying that P Diddy didn't do nothing to her because he paid her? She took
Okay,
it
I
from
think
him.
it was the other one.
Her
Okay,
and Don
I
too?
think it was the other black girl in Danity Kane.
Okay.
It was Kalina said she never saw any of
Yeah,
that.
Kalina.
It
Okay.
wasn't Kalina high in that interview or something. I think I remember that. I think she was
Yeah,
high or
it was
something.
Kalina.
She was a little high, but she said she never saw that. And then the sad part is that Dawn had basically, put her as a witness to, her being there, seeing it too. And Kalina was like, I ain't see nothing. I don't know what you talk about.
Yeah, because he gave you some funky ass money.
But I'm gonna tell you this though. I had heard a story about Dawn, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who I heard it from. I think I heard it from Conscious TV, another CC. And he was
I
talking
know. I
about
watch
how,
him.
yeah, he was talking about how like back then when they had like before the internet was like the internet like it is now, back then they had the chats, right? And with celebrities, just like they come on the internet to talk to their fans, they had the chats to talk to their fans. Yeah, we thought Kalani was lying, thinking Diddy paid her off. Yeah, that's what a lot of people thought. Yeah, they really thought that. And it didn't make it no better that she was actually being interviewed underneath the influence. It really ain't making no better. So my whole thing is they had the chats, right? So Danny Kane would go into their chat and talk to their fans and stuff, and they had this troll that would say the worst things about them. That'd be real vicious and stuff, right? And they was trolling them for a long time, right? So at some point in time, like Dawn had either fell asleep or left or something like that, but she left her device open. She said Kalani doesn't want to lose her bag of money. She probably don't. I'm gonna read on it though. Since we here, I'm gonna read about Kalani and what's going on with her. So after I talk about this little chat room thing. So, Dawn had left her device open and the other group members had basically, went into her device, into her chat. And come to find out, the troll that's been saying these horrible things about them, calling them ugly, all types of stuff, Dawn was actually the troll. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I could believe it.
You said, I think her husband works for Diddy, Kalani husband. She might. I don't know. I don't know. But see, it's so, to me, I feel like it's a situation where it's though, I think the whole Rico and sex trafficking all revolves around Cassie. Everything else is something else, right? So, and I think everybody at some point then ate off of P. Diddy and things like that. So it wouldn't surprise me if Kalani's husband works for Diddy, right? And a lot of the people who's mad at Diddy, you said, yeah, Kalani, okay, yeah. A lot of people who's mad at Diddy, yeah, that's what happened. A lot of people who's mad at Diddy are the same ones who probably witnessed Cassie being beat up on, and they didn't say anything because they were being fed from P. Diddy. As soon as they felt slighted and they wasn't getting fed by him anymore, now it changes up, and then you got a story to tell. Now you're on Cassie's side, and you've seen something. I think that's what's going on. What you think?
I think same thing.
Yeah.
I really do.
And I'm going to just read on that, though, because now I want to know, did Kalani get paid off from Diddy? I want to know, did Kalani get paid off from Diddy? Because they said, because the thing was, the reason why they said that was that Dom put her into her civil lawsuit and said that she can attest to seeing this as well. Like, yeah, Kalani was there. She's seen it too.
She's not going to mess up her money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I want to know, did Kalani get a bag, right? So, because my whole thing is this. But then again, if I'm going to say that, if you don't want to say the word lie, we can say embellish, right? I think that Dawn embellished a lot in her civil case against P. Diddy. And she took that stand not realizing that they was going to bring up what she embellished in her civil case. And I think that the Kalani part in her civil case was an embellishment. But however, it could be that Kalani did see something and got paid off, because they was paying people off left and right.
Yeah, because when was Kalani on Love and Hip Hop?
No, I don't know if she was on Love and Hip Hop. Does anyone do their research on Diddy about how he is in the music business by working with producers and artists? Now, I can tell you though, based on some of the research that I got from Diddy, I know that Diddy's father used to be with Frank Lucas or something like that. What is his name? Yeah, his father used to run.
His driver?
Huh?
Was Frank Lucas driver?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and allegedly Lover on low.
Yeah, so his father's well known, right, in that world. Yeah, she was on Love and Hip Hop. Kalani was on Love and Hip Hop. I didn't know that. Yeah, so his father was part of that world. With P. Diddy, I know that he did go to school in DC, where I live at. You know, he went to Howard University, I think, right? Am I correct? He basically, I know that he was basically doing like, what was it, promoting for like concerts and stuff? Wasn't he doing that too? Like, I'm just giving up like the little history part. So, and then I know he was in another record company, and then he ended up getting fired or something like that, and ended up starting Bad Boys, right?
Okay.
Like, am I correct? I'm just shifting through from what I remember. Because it's a lot. Because it's a lot of information, girl. Like, but just based on what I remember, that's just what I remember a little bit. But the tad bits. But I get the drift of it. Like, I kind of know the history about how he was doing stuff. But I can't tell you that old bucks. I got to be refreshed a little bit. Because I'm like, yeah, so many stories about P. Diddy. And there's so much, information And then when people actually want to be, I don't know, like it's oversaturated information about P Diddy, and I think I got like information overload. You
Right.
said that's correct. He held a concert that had a fire and people died. Damn. See, I was about to say something like that, or it was some stuff about a female, about, I don't know. Like it was always some weird stuff about some stuff with P Diddy, even when he was doing that at Howard. So the rumors and stuff always been there. So that's what I do know. But I want to know, did Kalani get paid to say that she didn't see Cassie get beat? 1, 2, 3. And mind you,
Me being a woman, I can't. Me being a woman, I can't. Even if like I could let this slide. Like I would have to get up front. Like I couldn't take no money if he did that type of stuff. Cause I'm a woman at the end of the day.
and you're a better woman than them. That's what it is. Because the problem is, if you understand why people are around him to begin
Mhm.
with, then you'll see what they would do, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm around you for what you can give me anyway, then I'm willing to, not all, a lot. Well, a lot is willing to turn the other cheek because you're funding me financially, or
Well,
I'm getting
I can say
opportunity.
that.
That's why that's another way of, like, almost, for me, that's another way of selling your soul, right?
Yeah.
You see something that's not right, it's not right. You said that's true. It's not right, right? But because you want fame and fortune, the dreams to be fulfilled, the promises that was promised, the money that's been being given, you want all these things, you're going to turn the other cheek on what's not right. Or you might say a little something, but you're not going to say that much. You're not going to intervene. Things like that. And no, that is another rumor with Kalani. The Son of Pentacles in the reverse. Ain't no money come through. Ain't no money come through. And matter of fact, I got the Three of Swords that came out straight up. Heartbreak, distance, separation. I think Kalani and Don got into it before. Okay. I think at one point, Kalani was going to conspire with Don. That's why Don put her in the lawsuit. But they fell out and they grew distant. And now Kalani didn't want to conspire with Don anymore. You feel what I'm saying? That's
Right.
why she put her in the lawsuit. That makes sense. And then, because the back of this deck got the Goddess of Cups in the reverse, that's a fickle, that's a emotionally imbalanced female. Okay, that means she can't make her mind up. One day she's mad at Diddy about something. The next day she liked Diddy again. One day, she fucked with Don, and then her and Don fall out. So now anything that she had going on with Don, she ain't doing no more. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of female she is. So, honestly speaking, I don't even think the story is even accurate. I think that they seen stuff when it comes to Cassie. I think they really did. But I think for all extensive purposes about that civil suit, it's a lot of embellishments.
That's crazy that they playing like in the court faces and this real people that's going through shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
but them playing like that will get him off for like get him free.
Oh no, but that's not gonna get them free though. You know what it's really doing?
Let's do that.
You know, It's fucking up their own shit. Okay, it's not going to get him free. It's not. He's gonna go down for some stuff, but not. He's going down for stuff, but it might not be everything that we think he's going down for.
Yeah.
But with them, it's actually showing us who they are. You know, these people that run to the internet and like to be like, I worked with P. Diddy and he did this and he did that to me. It's showing y'all that when they go to court and get on the stand, their story is not consistent. And then you kind of figure out that they embellished. And then you kind of figure out why they're doing it.
Right.
It's exposing them. That's why certain people won't be testifying. That's why Aubrey O'Day is not going to be on that stand probably. Do you know if the defense ate up Don, they're going to definitely eat up Aubrey too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter, even with Don's civil case, it hurts her civil case, the fact that she came back to him several times wanting to still work with him. After the fact that you said you seen him with guns, you see that he's really dangerous. You felt threatened for your life and your safety. All these things. You say all this and then go back and keep begging to work for him. So are you scared or do you want some money?
Right.
What is it? It can't be both. So it's showing us who these people are who comes to the internet and be up in our face telling you the industry is evil, the industry is evil. But the whole time they want to work with the industry. It can't be both things. You know, but Diddy was evil. He did do some evil shit. He did. But matter of fact, I remember when I keep saying when I first did a live reading when he first got indicted, and the first thing I said was he did whatever they said he did. I bust out laughing. So technically, he did beat on Cassie. He was out here.
Oh, we saw that firsthand.
Huh?
We saw that firsthand.
Yeah, but as far as the drugs and the blowing up Kid Cudi's car, yeah, I knew he did. I just felt like, oh yeah, he did all that good shit. But it's a matter of now. Now I don't know, girl. Like some of that stuff, I don't think by the end of it, every single juror is going to be like, yeah, this is racketeering. This is this. Some may say that, but I mean, I don't know. What you think?
I think same thing. I think them stop playing for real because they're gonna confuse the jury. Like Danny said, they're gonna confuse the jury, and it's gonna be like they're gonna be stuck. Like, what the fuck? Sorry for cussing.
But you know, it was a saving grace. Cassie's best friend, that's no longer her best friend, took the stand. And the good thing about Cassie's best friend is that she's a good witness because she don't like neither Cassie nor P. Diddy.
Okay.
So when she took the stand, she got subpoenaed. She didn't want to do it, right? That's the girl that Diddy choked and hit her with that wooden hanger in the back of the head.
Oh hell no, we be fighting. You don't put your hand on my best friend.
And see, here's what happened. And mind you, Cassie wasn't being totally honest. Cassie said that Cassie said that P. Diddy was mad because she was doing drugs with her friend, right? But then her friend says that P. Diddy was mad because he was accused because he felt like Cassie was cheating on him. And when he did all that, she left. She had to go to the hospital because she felt dizzy. She felt like she had a concussion. And basically, what ended up happening was that was the last time she spoke to P. Diddy was that day. And she stopped being friends with Cassie because she didn't feel like Cassie was supporting her, right? Because she was going to sue.
But
No, not the one he. No, that's not the one he dangled over the balcony. That's the one he choked and hit her with that damn wooden hanger.
I need, okay, if she a best friend, I need, if you know her situation, I need females to start understanding. Like, I know I can't take up for you, but I'm sorry. If I could, I would, because you know he'd beat my ass.
Now, here's the other part. She didn't see P. Diddy no more, but she met up with Cassie because Cassie gave her $30K and made her sign and asked her to sign the NDA. So she took the $30K, signed the NDA, and kept it moving. But Cassie told her that she was dragging it. Like it wasn't that deep.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, it was giving what's love got to do with it. Like that's what everybody been saying. It was giving what's love got to do with it. It was giving, oh, eat the cake. You remember when they was at the restaurant and the backup singer was with them and he tried to get her to eat the cake. She wouldn't do it, so he smushed the cake in her face. And then when her friend when the backup singer tried to take up for her, he didn't hit her too.
Yeah, she like, this gonna be the last time you hit me.
And she was like, if you don't leave, you're a dead woman. I was like, it's giving that, girl. It was giving that. But yeah. She chose her dude over her friend, and her friend didn't like that. So basically, her friend like, I'm not fucking him. I'm not getting no money from him. I'm not in love with him. So I'm not getting beat with you. And then not only that, she was jealous of her friend. She admitted that she was jealous of her friend because she felt like P. Diddy wanted her friend.
Who is jealous?
Cassie admitted on the stand that she was jealous of her ex-best friend because she felt like P. Diddy wanted her ex-best friend.
Oh, baby, I need her. Baby, oh. I need her to understand. She that girl that she thinks she is. And you ain't gotta be jealous of nobody.
Yeah, and then the crazy part was her best friend, like I said, was a good witness because she told the truth. She was like, it's like Cassie's personality changed for the worse when she got with P. Diddy. Like she was saying that she was vibrant and things like that. But then when she got with P. Diddy, it's like her personality grew small. You know what I'm saying? Like it changed. Like she used to be confident. She wasn't confident anymore.
I loved Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that me and you video.
Oh yeah, I used to sing that. I used to be like, "It's me and you." No,
can nobody tell me nothing.
But I just thought she was extra skinny. So when I think about Cassie in that video, and I think about everything that was going on, I'm like,
she was super skinny in that video.
Yeah,
she was.
I was like, he was tearing her every which way but loose. I'm like, At one point, cause see, the way I'm set up, I wouldn't have been in the circle. You know, a lot of people kick me out the circle. They shun me because I just say what I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm very vocal. And it's two things that's not going to happen. You ain't going to beat my ass and I'm going to be around. And I'm not going to be around and watch you beat somebody else's ass. I'm just not. And the way, like, Cassie weight, she looked like she weighed $105 in that video. And I was like, she getting trains ran on. She getting slutted out and beat on, and she's that small.
It started then.
I don't know. But you know, I'm just saying, like when they was talking about it, I was just thinking about that video. You know what I'm saying? Her music video.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at her, and I'm like, this girl's skinny as hell, getting beat on like that. And no, and her friends are skinny, I think. So that makes sense that he can just dangle her other friend over the balcony. She ain't weigh that much, probably. So he beating on skinny girls. He ain't beating on Big Deborah from down the street.
No, because Big Devil would beat his ass.
with a with a mollywop, with a drug him up and down the street. His wife beater would have been all types of torn. He would have been looking fucked up. I mean, I'm sorry. That's how I know certain men do stuff to certain people. And that's how I know. Have you ever seen men? Okay. I was watching a recap of Flavor of Love, right?
Yeah.
And you had this one girl, I forgot her name, but
How she
low
look?
key, I mean, she was a big girl and she had like short curly hair. No, she was called like that, right? So
Yeah.
basically, you know, they had went to like one of the little parties or whatever like that at, you know, part of the episode, right? To meet, they was meeting his other famous friends and stuff. And you know, the other famous friends is gonna fill out the girls and stuff, right? So by the end of it, you know, they come back to Flavor Flav and they tell them how they feel about each of the girls. But when they came to like that, they said, I don't know, she don't seem like a girlfriend. She seemed like a home girl. So I'm like, okay, so when y'all look at females that's bigger frame, not like sloppy big, but just bigger, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden you put them in homegirl category, because if you was to actually put them in girlfriend category, some of y'all motherfuckers are abusive, right? And it looked like that's gonna be a challenge trying to abuse that big bitch.
Right.
Cause she ain't sloppy big, she's solid big, and she might fuck you up. So let's put her as homegirl. That's my sis. That's sis. You know, I might mess with sis on the low, but right. I ain't about to be all like this with sis, because I know I like to abuse women, and it's going to be a little bit of a hard time. That's why I think P. Diddy don't want to mess with no bigger female or like whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just thought that. Maybe that's an observation. Maybe I'm reaching. But I kind of felt that. Because I looked at her. She was skinny and stuff. And I'm like, well, he would have done that to one of them around the way girls that's built like a brick house.
What I need for them to do is call you in Miami. Because she been quiet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would too. She done got dragged all over the internet. They done dragged all her lace front.
Because I know she had to know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And she was arguing with his baby mama about him. I was like, girl,
oh,
that
no,
not that good.
Gina's not his baby mama. Gina had an abortion.
Okay, so it wasn't his baby mama.
It's his other girlfriend. The other girlfriend that entered the chat when he was still messing with Cassie, because Cassie was already jealous of Kim Porter. She said that she felt like she was number one and Kim Porter was number two. But then Gina comes along and she was just fixated on that, like it's Gina as well, right?
Yeah.
So Cassie and Kim Porter passes away. Cassie's gone, and now it's Gina. And then Young Miami enters the group chat. Now, Gina don't like Young Miami. Young Miami, the young whippersnapper with the mouth from Miami. He just gave her that work online.
You funny as hell.
But that's the one she called the eater. That's the one she said, I'll make P. Diddy get down on your knees. Make you get down on your knees and eat.
Like, ma'am, you know what these girls was going through? And you say some shit like that?
But to her, let's be real. Gina still wants to be with P. Diddy, right? So after a while, I'm not going to lie to you. If you come to like, for instance, Gina came to Tasha K and was talking about how P. Diddy beat on her, this, that, and the third, all types of crazy stuff. It's like when you get mad at them, you come to the internet or whatever and you expose them. But then when you're not mad no more, you still want to be with them. So what happens is it desensitizes people from your plight.
Right.
Yeah, Gina's the one that said she was pregnant and he was kicking her in the stomach, right? Now, mind you, this man is kicking you in the stomach while pregnant. That's what you told Tasha K and stuff, correct? So after the fact, you still want to go back to Diddy. So
Diddy
at
won't be
some
able to see
point,
my kid.
no, she's not pregnant anymore.
I'm talking about the little girl, the one that he did have.
No,
Love, whatever it is.
Baby
Love it.
Love is by another female.
No, I'm just saying he won't be able to see her.
Yeah, but Baby Love isn't by Gina. Baby Love is by another female.
Okay.
But with Gina, Gina was pregnant at the time, and he was kicking her in the stomach allegedly. And at some point, either she terminated the pregnancy or lost the pregnancy because she never went full term. But she goes on Tasha K and tells her everything, and then turns around and still wants to be with Diddy. So at some point, it messes up your plight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, mess up your credibility.
Yeah, people become desensitized. So now, since you basically messed up your own credibility and people are becoming desensitized, now I feel like I don't feel bad about what's going on with you. So it's easier for me to be like, yeah, I make Diddy make you get on your knees and eat some coochie. That's easy to say when you are basically bastardizing your own plight, I guess. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Mm-mm. But that's what's happening with her, right? But it was a mess. Honestly speaking, it's a mess. I just want all the people who are directly involved to speak. I don't want anybody else like a Don or anybody else with ulterior motives to speak. I just need people to come on that's like Cassie
With
Fat.
real stories.
Yeah. And just keep it down to the facts. Her best friend kept it down to the facts, and she was truthful and she was believable.
I understand.
But no. So let's move on from this and talk about Milagro and Tory Lanez. You know Milagro been out here shading Tory Lanez because you already know Unite the People lawyers and dropped her. Tory Lanez then sat there and got another blogger to take up his plight that's bigger than her and promised him an interview, the one that she thought she would get when he get out. So I think she's seeing the light. You know who Milagro Gramz is, right?
Girl, yes.
How you feel about that?
Megan, I can't stand her. I used to watch her. I used to like her stuff. But once she like once she get on somebody she don't like, she have a obsession with them.
Yeah, it's like a
It's like really
it's
a
a fixation,
obsession.
obsession, fixation. It's like because, but I'm gonna tell you though. Initially, she was a Meg stan. She
Yeah,
would go to Meg college.
I was a fan. I was a subscribed to her channel when she was a Meg fan.
Mhm.
And then she started hanging out with Raleigh, whatever
Mhm.
her name is, Riley, and she met Nikki, and everything just went to shit.
Mhm.
And then she started talking about Cardi B's daughter. Like, bitch.
Oh yeah, she was doing a lot. And see, the thing is, when she let out AI, that AI porn of Megan, to be honest with you, that's not the first time she leaked stuff on people she quote unquote didn't like, right? Like I
I
remember
know.
when you remember when she leaked Cardi B's nude pics.
No, I remember that.
Okay, so Cardi B or whatever was going back and forth with Akbar B. And since Akbar B was talking all that mess, Cardi B went on Pornhub, because you can find it on Pornhub, and found the video of Akbar V sucking D and begging that man to say you love me, and sucking some mediocre D. Say you love me. Say you love me. Say you love me. And he wouldn't say it back.
They let her get away with stuff like that.
And he wouldn't say it back. And she was clowning him. And she was clowning Akbar B, saying, how you sucking that man D and begging for him to love you? He was never going to love you, girl. He was never going to love you. But yeah, so while she was doing that, Milagro was a bar stand that don't like Cardi B. They used to like Cardi B at that. That's the funny part. She decided to even the score for for Akbar V and Nicki Minaj, because somebody hacked Cardi B's phone and started releasing her little nudie pics that she would take when she was drunk. So she was laying down on her couch drunk, taking a picture of her tatas.
And she shared that?
And yes, she shared it. And basically she as a woman released that so her crowd can talk about another woman's areolas, because apparently Cardi B has big areolas.
Okay.
So yeah, they was clowning her about her areolas.
What did she expect us to do with that information?
Yeah, I mean, it was just to call her nasty, a hoe, and everything else, just to try to up the score, because Cardi B released. Not even released. I mean, because you can find it on Pornhub. Released Akbar V's video of her sucking cock. I mean, shit. That's what it was all about. That's what it was all about. But
that's
the difference
crazy.
The difference is somebody hacked Cardi B's cell phone, and with Akbar V, she uploaded. Somebody uploaded, maybe the mediocre dick dude that she was topping off released it on Pornhub.
Yeah.
So that was already out in the public. So people was like, oh, well, Cardi B needs to go to jail for revenge porn. But how is it revenge porn if it's already out?
And it's already online.
Basically, like, I literally seen that video way before Cardi B released it. And don't ask me why. You know, I just be going on Pornhub for research purposes.
I was gonna ask you why.
It's research purposes, girl. I gotta research this shit. You know. Nah, but okay, I'm off. I'm gonna tell you this though. Pornhub be lying too. You know how you try to look for a celebrity porn?
Yeah, and they pop up with different
It be like
be lying.
Yeah, it'd be like Nicki Minaj had sex with Big Black D, and you look and you like, dang, Nicki Minaj. That bitch just got a Nicki Minaj wig on.
Yep, that's the same thing that. Hold on, because it's that's different, right? That's the same thing that happened with Tasha K. She went up Pornhub and found a video of a girl shaking a bottle up a cooch.
And said it was Cardi B. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember this now? This is stuff that people looked over that made me look at Tasha K real, like, sideways. When she was in court, she confessed that she would go online and search for child porn because she thought that Cardi B's father had a child porn. No, like he was on child porn.
What the
so
fuck?
Basically, you're watching child porn in the hopes of finding Cardi B's father having sex with a child. And nobody actually questioned that. Do you know how sick that is?
Yeah, she's sick in the head because What the? What the?
And I was wondering how come nobody actually like stopped and said, "What, bitch? You're looking at child porn? Child porn?
Right.
All because you're trying to figure out if Cardi B's daddy is a child porn molester. Whatever. I don't even know
Right.
what you call that.
You think that make him sick and you sick
Yes,
in the head
you know,
if he did do that.
and that's the other thing. Like, I don't see why people don't think like that. That's how I know people are kind of off. And I do got this little story, right? So it was this dude I know named Puffy, right? Grew up with him and stuff, right? So Puffy had a daughter, right? Puffy daughter. It's like a little taller and stuff, but because he got a daughter, you know how men want to be like the girl dad, like, yeah, I'm gonna protect my daughter. Yeah. So that's the type of mind frame he on. So this is when I was active on Facebook back then. So he actually posted a video of a man having sex with a toddler. And said, see, that's why y'all gotta protect y'all daughters, and you don't know who around y'all daughters, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, people agreeing and saying, yeah, and I'm like, Puffy, you need to take this down because you are sharing child pornography.
Right.
You know you can get locked up for that. And that's when he was like immediately like, no, it's not like that. It's just that I'm just sharing it because just to tell people what not.
No, nigga, you can't share that.
Sharing. Because basically, because you want to, I don't know. And the fact that you even shared it means you watched it.
Right.
How does that work? Like, don't that make you part of the problem? And I told him I was reporting it.
That's crazy. You should.
And I'm like, well, I know where he was coming from, but it still make you look real weird, nigga. It make you look real weird. Nah.
And plus, now I think the police and the government get like get access to our accounts and shit, and still posting shit. You better be careful sharing shit.
Yeah, it was even one drink I seen on Facebook, and that's what kind of threw me off on Facebook too, because you can low key back then you can low key share some demonic shit. Like it was this one man that was putting his dick in a snake. Like what the hell?
Yeah, like oh my god. I don't know if you saw this. It was a video of this girl when Facebook first came out. It was a video of this girl, and she's fucking a horse.
Oh, I seen that. And they said, and they so happened to say that the horse fell on her and she died. That was the rumor. I don't know. But nah, they had, and it's always some white girl fucking a dog. Like, why y'all fucking
Yeah,
dogs?
like this weird.
Like, why y'all fucking dogs? See, you see how I just went down the damn rabbit hole to something else? Okay, but look. I think Milagro is slowly understanding, and I did readings on it before. And I think one of the last readings I was talking about, and people mind you, people get mad at me because I be like, well, they don't do for her what she do for them. Like, she did way too much.
Like she got the inner earth for them. And they wouldn't even throw her a penny.
They don't care. And I'm like, well, they gonna turn their backs on her. Like, honestly speaking, and that's what they're doing. And I'm like, well, look at you. You don't even have representation right now. And you have a trial coming up. Tory can't do nothing because he been stabbed up. So now he's trying a new narrative to get out of jail. You know they lying. You know what I'm saying? And then whole time now, you know she turning on him when she is like poking holes in his new narrative.
Oh, she did that?
Oh yeah, a matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all hear it. I'm gonna let you hear it.
Okay.
Let me see something. Who got it? I'm gonna go to Coffee City because Coffee City be having all the goddamn shit. I like Coffee City too. Okay, so a little funny, right? People don't realize, but a lot of the content creators that are really big now, I was there when they first started uploading, and they'd be real like because like the chat would be real small or the comment section like not too many people commented. Like I would sit there and comment and give them their view, give them their comment, interact with them, and they would interact with me, right? So
Yeah.
with Coffee City, she would leave comments underneath of my stuff, and I would leave comments underneath her stuff, this, that, and the third. So even up to now, like I see her, she got big. I was like, I already knew she was gonna get real popular, but yeah, it just amazes me because people be thinking, I'm who I am, right? But
Yeah.
I've been, I've been in contact with Armand. People didn't know that. I remember when AT2 did his like one of
I
his
can
first
share him.
lives, all types of stuff. So I remember that. Like I remember when like Sean Davy Way was with the Bikini Bottom crew and all types of stuff. So
I
I just
can't
be
do all
around.
mine.
Huh?
I can't do all mine. He rubbed my spirit the wrong.
See, I think our mom went left. I mean, I'm about to tell you the truth. I like Armand, right? Because I'm gonna tell you why. I know who he is, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
know what he does, right? But I am like this. I accept him for who he is. I meet people where they at. Like, okay, you like that, but the whole time I know who you are, right? Like I kind of feel that way. And just like Armand and any other content creator, they're trying to make things work. They're working really hard. Like right now, he actually took his ass to New York and is going to stay there for the whole Diddy trial and committed to being there and being a commentator and coming back, right? So he's taking his job seriously. So I
He
like,
did the same thing with Toy, Toy Case thingy too.
yeah, Tory Lanez, yeah, he did the same thing with him. And I'm like, well, to be honest with you, I can't hate on nothing like that. That's
Yeah.
dedication. So I can't really say whatever. Do he make mistakes? Hell yeah, he make mistakes. But if I really think about it, a bunch of content creators make mistakes
Yeah,
and say
but
things.
it's not my spirit won't let me get into him. He
Not
messed
like
my spirit
yeah.
every time I click on the video of his.
Oh damn. Like what make you feel that way? Like is it because of his attitude towards stuff?
He loud and he disrespectful.
But you know what though? I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people got rubbed the wrong way when he called OG a monkey, right?
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, people ain't like me either. Because to be honest with you, and this is gonna be bad, but look, I don't think she necessarily looks like a monkey. I just think that she isn't that
She
cute.
she not attractive.
She's not attractive. That's the point. And my attractive is not the European beauty standard. I don't care
Yeah.
about the European beauty standard. I'm just talking about being attractive.
Yeah. They was mad. They was mad at me too because I said that on Facebook. Oh fucking well, I'm dark skinned, and they was like, you acting like Evelyn. I said I'm dark skinned, so I can judge her. She ugly. She ugly to me. We all ugly in somebody's eyes.
But no, I feel like when she came back on after all that, she acted ugly too. I mean, I kind of felt like she was using the social media thing as like away. I don't know. I didn't like her attitude.
Yeah.
Because it kind of showed where it could be unattractive a little bit. But for me, OG didn't look that attractive. Okay.
Yeah, she's not that pulling to
OG,
the eye.
and then to make it so bad, I wouldn't even say she's ugly. She's just not attractive. And it's not just her face. I think it was her whole 100% aesthetic, attitude, how she dressed, you see what I'm saying? Like, matter of fact, to be honest with you, I did see a pretty picture of her when she had her natural hair, when she had like natural hair, and I said, well, that looks better. That makes her look a lot better. So maybe the unattractiveness for me was the fake hair. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know how some people absolutely look better with natural hair?
Yeah, she look better with natural. I saw a picture too.
Mm-hmm.
And she do.
And I was like, how come she didn't lead with that? Why is she leading with this fucking fake stringy hair that you know ain't hers? And she look a little, I don't know. But nah, I don't know. Like I ain't really get mad at him for that. But people took the opportunity to be mad at him for that. I think that's what it was. And you got a lot of people who are jealous of you, who will form a hate crowd and actually see people not liking something and like formulate that to make it go against you. I think that Amon has a lot of haters.
Yeah.
And they manipulate the subscribers. But do Amon self-sabotage sometimes? Yes, he does. He do that. No lie. He does. But anywho.
My thing with him is, okay, I know he a big barb. You don't gotta put other people down.
I think he swings. I don't think he's just a big barb. At one point he was a big Barty gang. Then he was a barb, then went to Barty gang, then went back to being a barb. And then now I don't even think he's a barb half the time.
Yeah, because she talked to him bad. Like cuss him out and everything. I be like, is this who you want to go to bat in hell for?
But here's the crazy part. She talked to him and Milagro Gramz bad. Like she played them both of their face. So that lets you know, y'all sitting here praising the female. That's fucking crazy. That don't even give a fuck about y'all. Don't give a fuck. Playing with y'all.
Okay, when you ask about Tory, could you ask him if he gonna get out?
Oh.
Huh?
Based on what we know now?
Yeah.
Let's ask.
Because Fox News, I don't know where at, but they did they saw one of the is he called Anchor? One of the anchors on there was like he did a 6 months investigation in LA Justice System railroaded Tory.
Okay, you know what? Okay, so we kind of talked about that before on another lab, right? Okay. So here's the honest. I'm going to do a reading on it, right? But I'm telling you the honest thing, right? The honest game plan is this: Tory Lanez, he lost all his appeals, correct?
Yeah.
So he lost all his appeals. So they're reaching out to the governor, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a new strategy. So the new strategy, instead of saying that Kelsey didn't shoot her, right? Yeah. Now is to actually push forward again, really aggressively, that it was not him, but Kelsey. And he was, in fact, being a hero. Okay. And saving 2 black women. Right? Saving one from dying and one from going to jail. And he is, in fact, a hero and not a villain. Right? And
Yeah.
he's being wrongfully convicted. And not only that, it's so dangerous for him in jail because he's been stabbed up multiple times. Right?
Right.
So, and also his fans alluded, even though they didn't say that his fans alluded to Rock Nation and Megan Thee Stallion, which is evil because it doesn't take much to get stabbed up in jail.
I'm so tired of hearing about Rock Nation.
Me too.
Rock Nation this, Rock Nation that, Rock Nation stabbed DDD. Rock Nation still in his screaming.
Man, at this point, if anything happens to us, it's Rock Nation. Anything bad in the world happens to me, I'm blaming Rock Nation. Okay, everything is Rock Nation.
Yeah, I had to start tagging Rock Nation on TikTok. I'm like, it started. I tagged them. I'm like, yeah, I might want to start handing out lawsuits.
Mm-hmm. So let me tell you. So people are taking this as law, right? Jason Lee gets a text from Tory Lanez, and he confesses that it was Kelsey, right? So his legal team, his representatives are coming out with this, right?
Yeah.
They're pushing that. It's not no prosecutors. It's not no governor. It's a private investigation and his legal team. Jason Lee is solely saying that because he was told that. He doesn't have evidence of that. And in fact, if we want to be technical, they're basing this all around Kelsey's ex-bodyguard or something. Like during the trial, he witnessed Kelsey say that basically admit that she did it, right?
What? Ain't that her
You don't have, hold on, wait. They don't have any recordings of it. They don't have anything else like that. It's just hearsay.
Right.
So you think your stuff going to be overturned based on hearsay? That don't work like that.
Yeah, it don't.
So what they did again, what they always do, they don't go to court first. They go to the court of public opinion first. That's the only thing Tory Lanez has been doing consistently. He has been going to the court of public opinion. In fact, he felt like it was more important to show up to the court of public opinion than it was to take the stand and take up for himself.
But hold on. Mm-hmm. You know, Republicans on Twitter, they talk about they asking Donald Trump to pardon him.
But here's the problem.
I say good luck with that because the government there don't like him.
Okay, not only that, if we're talking about Donald Trump, right? Let's be more clear. Now, this is how people don't think. Donald Trump is in the business of deporting people.
Immigrants. Yeah.
Immigrants. Not only that, he says that he wants to deport the criminal immigrants. What is Tory Lanez?
An immigrant and a criminal.
So why the fuck would he help a criminal immigrant? I mean, that's common sense, ain't it?
The crazy thing is, it's people on his camp, like on his team that they work for a Senate and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy
because they've been networking. And mind you, I don't mean to cut you off, but don't it sound crazy that why is it consistent? And people have been bringing this up too. It is like consistent Megan hate coming from Tory, his daddy, his whole team, right? But wouldn't you hate Kelsey? How come they never said anything bad about Kelsey?
Right. And that's who they should be really hating because she did that.
If she did that, that's who you should be hating. And then, like Milagro said recently, Gramz said recently. So basically, you want to not snitch, and you don't want. And mind you, here's where she fucked up at. Here's what Tory Lanez fucked up at too. So you don't want to snitch because Kelsey has a child, basically, but you're gonna take a rap in due time that you didn't do, right? For
And
something
he had
you
child.
didn't do, and leave your child. That don't even sound right. That's for one. And for two,
Right.
Kelsey wasn't even pregnant when that happened. She didn't have a
Thank
child when
you.
that happened. So how does that even make sense?
It's putting the jail call. You telling
It's too
Megan
many
that
things. It's too many inconsistencies. Like if somebody shot somebody, they're not going to the hospital and trying to get in and check on them.
right.
If I know that this girl shot me and it wasn't him, why the fuck am I paying a year's worth of rent for this girl? Why?
Right. Right.
For what? So for me, it's just another strategy. It's obvious that it's another strategy. And in fact, the incentive for Jason Lee to even be on Tory Lanez's side for real, is because if Tory Lanez gets out, the first interview that he gets, the first interview that he does is going to be huge. So why wouldn't a vlogger such as Jason Lee not get up on that?
Jason hate Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, but in the same token, this is when people get exposed for who they are. I keep telling people, y'all be talking about it's the year of exposure, it's exposing the industry and everything. No, it's not just industry shit. It's about exposing who people are. So technically speaking, it exposes who Jason Lee is.
Right.
Jason Lee is someone who is not necessarily loyal to anybody. He doesn't stand on the side of right all the time if it benefits him not to.
Right.
And he wants that interview with Tory. He does. Because it's going to garner a lot of views and a lot of money. Let's not make don't mince words about that. That's what that is. That's all this is. Tory has been trying this case in the court of public opinion since it happened. If it wasn't, he had a gag order and he couldn't speak, so he got bloggers and bots and other people to speak for him and to cast seeds of doubt towards Megan. He
like
don't
they doing Holly.
career.
Yep, like they doing Holly now.
Yeah, but see, he doesn't want Megan to have a career. He doesn't want Megan to be peaceful. He wants to terrorize her. In fact, you know what? I tell people all the time, people get mad at me because I talk extreme, but that's what that is. He wants to snatch Megan's light from her.
Yeah.
And you know what? At the end of the day, that itself is evil. That in itself is evil. You were so reckless that you wanted to wave a gun and shoot. And I know he shot him. And on some spiritual stuff, when that first happened, I did a reading on that. Yeah, he shot her. And you know why? Because Megan was verbally tearing that ass up. Mm-hmm. And he ain't like that shit.
Yeah, he got this little man syndrome or something. But he do, like, I think he did that with Megan. He turned around and did the August Asino. I mean, what if?
Oh yeah. And he's a liar.
August. Yeah.
And that's the other part. How y'all be mad because she lied about having sex, but this motherfucker lied about beating August Alsina ass, saying
Right.
he wasn't even there, and come to find out he was there.
Right. It's nobody's business who they had sex with. Like, ain't nobody trying to put that on First Street.
I mean, because honestly speaking, at the end of the day, when it came down to the case, that was this much of importance to everything else. Us in the court of public opinion is this big of importance. But in the court of law, in their situation, it was this much of importance. Why?
Right.
Because guess what? I don't care if I fucked you or not. At any given time, There's no reason you should pull out a freaking gun when there's nobody that's trying to kill you. When you're not in immediate danger of your life being taken, there was no reason for a gun to be drawn.
Well, I don't care if I was messing with your daddy. Like, it's none of y'all business.
A verbal altercation or startling revelation was no reason to pull out a gun. It was not. It just wasn't. I don't care how you put it. I don't care how you dress it up. I don't care all the variables you think it is. The fact of the matter is, as an adult,
There's no reason.
when you are an adult, there are rules to being an adult. You will get locked up if you pull out a gun unnecessarily when your life is not in danger.
Right.
Your life wasn't in danger. And as an adult, you have the responsibility. You said, come on now. But as an adult, you have the responsibility of walking away. Right?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I put out, I don't even know if you've seen that video, but I told y'all about the stuff with my neighbor and stuff, right? And how that happened, right?
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking
I
about.
am going to ask about that too. You think he'll get the part? And I'm about to ask that right now. But I'm just going on a quick tangent. And what I realized was, even down to the fighting part, we end up not even fighting. But to be honest, I had to think about it like this. They're doing childish shit. I'm doing adult shit.
Right.
Their life ain't great. I'm not perfect. I'm not living a immaculate thing. No. But I have responsibilities. I have people to look out for. And people depend on me and I depend on people. You know, in my household.
Right.
So I got to think about it like this. If I go out there and allow somebody to bait me in to hurt them, I am going to get locked up. I got
Right.
a federal job.
And nobody worth your freedom.
Yeah, I got a federal job. Do you think I can work a federal job with an assault charge?
Right. No.
No. How does that work for me? That means that whatever they thought they was going to do, they won.
Right.
Because the basis of it was jealousy. Because it happened out the blue. I ain't know them people had a problem with me. I ain't know none of that shit. That shit just came out the blue. Just out the clear blue, off blue. You like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, what, bitch? That type of stuff. So, but when I thought about it, it was all jealousy. So, when it comes to this, I don't care what he got going on. The fact of the matter is, he's an adult. He is an adult, Kelsey's an adult, and Megan's an adult. Everybody could have been an adult and went the fuck home, no matter if you was drunk or not. I think drunk people make adult decisions. And they were the right decisions. So it ain't all about just you being drunk. So
I got a brother, one of my big fellas. He gets so drunk, he won't start fights, and I'll be with him, and he won't start fights and stuff. I'll be like, dude, go home. You too grown for this.
yeah, because it started to sound petty, right? Because after a while, it started to be like really childishly petty. Like, what? Okay, so you not doing this one. Okay, so you ain't gonna screw up, but what you gonna do is lie on me.
Right.
And then try to get an amen section. And then try to, okay, so I get it. And that's how I know he was just being petty. Because I'm like, hold on, wait. There was no reason to brandish a gun. For what for? And even if it was the case of her and Kelsey was fighting, They wasn't fighting with weapons. They was fighting with hands. And then they separated at some point. Y'all could have separated their ass and made sure their ass went home. If that was the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff that, even down to her being childish, Megan, they tried to say that, oh, Megan was sitting there arguing over him and Callie messing with each other. Okay. The adult thing to do was to be like, okay, it's not like that. All right, whatever. Not entertain that shit. Put her in the car. Go home. Go home.
I wish Kelly came out and said something.
Yeah, but the fact is, everybody could have been an adult and went the fuck home. Straight like that. And they got enough money to order a driver, a private driver. They could have just went the fuck home.
Right.
But let me go ahead on the eggs. If Tory's going to get a part. But see, that's what happens when you don't act like an adult. You get in situations like Tory, Megan, and Callie, and then now you're asking if he's going to get a pardon by a president who thinks that immigrants are criminals and is kicking them out the country.
If he asks if he gonna get deported, cause I know Megan said in 2 years she'll move to
No,
China.
Megan called him a demon. Did you see that? That's some demon. He is doing demonic shit. And you know what's crazy? I was talking to somebody, a random person, because I don't know why. You know, I'm talking to, and so when I be working and stuff, I just be, you know, people be talking, and I be talking to them, and they be talking to me, and all of a sudden, like, I'm talking for 40 minutes with these people, right? And she was like, you know, she asked Siri or something like that. Like, you know how you be asking, whatever. How do you know if the devil is in somebody or somebody's the devil, right? And it said back by their actions, manipulation, things like that. And I said, you know what? That's right. You can see the devil in people who are manipulative, who are narcissistic, things like that. That's all signs of the devil. So when she called him a demon, honestly speaking, that's not a lie. He is manipulating the public. So will he get a partner?
There's so many girls I heard. I'm so embarrassed to be born in this generation. There's so many people. There's so many women that's male identified for me, and I want to fight all
The
of them.
president can't pardon him. Only the governor can. Well, the governor is actually cracking down on crime too, and he want to be reelected as well. Correct?
Yep.
That particular governor. But I'm not gonna lie though. Okay, so the back of this is the 5 of Pentacles, right? This is hardship. Okay. Hardship. Bad news. Bad news. It might be a no. Spirit is saying this might be a no. But however, he's being backed by someone, right? This God of Pentacles. Now, here's the problem. Here's what I don't like about people. The same things that you accuse somebody of doing, you're doing.
Yep.
Projecting. That's what he's doing, right? This whole narrative is projecting. He has somebody that's backing at him.
Like you saw our ancestors spin a walk on Chris Brown. You talking about free?
But it's not Chris Brown. It's somebody else that's backing him and helping him, right? Somebody who is a King of Pentacles, right? You have the World card in the reverse. So really, not really looking good for Tory, okay? But this is 2 of Cups right here. This is him collaborating with another, in bed with another, okay?
Yeah.
He formed together like Voltron, girl. But this daughter of Cups is in the reverse. The Daughter of Cups in the reverse is like the Page of Cups in the reverse. It gives bad news. That's for one. For two, it talks about naivety and wearing rose-colored glasses about a situation. Okay, so we will be hearing bad news. I don't know if it's bad news for Tory Lanez fans or it's bad news for people like me and you that don't want another delinquent running these streets. So, but it's rose colored glasses going on. That means that there's a facade that he is this person that's a good person and who's in jail for no reason, right? It's rose colored glasses. We don't really see who he really is, right? They don't see it because he is partnering with people that is pushing a narrative that is not accurate into the media. And we ourselves don't do research. We just are quick people. We just scan through shit and be like, oh, this is happening, this is happening, but we don't go deep into it. So really, a lot of people are being bamboozled by him with these rose-colored glasses on.
Right.
But there's bad news coming for these folks. It's either with the rose-colored glasses or for people who are law-abiding citizens who feel like somebody got hurt. Okay. But I don't feel like there's an appeal. There's a pardon, right? I feel like I don't get pardon though. I get he's connecting himself with people. And if it's not a pardon, it's a good ass media run. Okay.
Okay, you know, have you heard about the music executive going to prison? Have you heard about the music executives going to prisons and like scamming for talent?
Mm-mm.
Is it one of them?
Mm. I didn't hear about that, but there's something going on with Tory. But here's what I will say, and this is me not being biased. It's a good thing that he has a better team that actually helps. But the problem is you're dirty. That's the problem. It's gonna blow up in his face. That's the problem. I meant to see whole time I put my damn camera off, but then I was like, the problem is, and I got to pulling. This ain't nothing but the sun in the reverse. That's Daystar in the reverse. The Hermit in the reverse. That's the problem. He wants to get out of imprisonment. But then there's a tower. It's going to blow up in his face. He is conniving and conspiring. No. I don't think he's going to get a pardon. There's something going to blow up in his goddamn face. That's all.
Okay. What about the deportation?
What about the deportation?
Yeah.
Well, logically, it might happen. You're not a citizen. You're an offender. Aren't they going to take you out the country? Yes. He's getting deported based on COVID. I mean, before I even do tarot, I can tell you that man's going to get deported. Unless he get pardoned, he's getting deported.
Okay, because I know Megan said in 2 years she gonna move to China.
She should. Why not? You know what? You know the best thing that ever happened to Tina Turner?
Yeah.
She moved out of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes your homeland don't treat you fucking right. Yeah. They laughed at Tina Turner and what's love got to do with it. She got sick of people in America. And she moved to Europe and they loved on her dearly. They loved the shit out of her.
Yeah, I can see difference when she share pictures and videos when she in China. They love her.
They love her down. And I say go where you are loved, not when you are ridiculed or intolerated and shit. All she got is haters. Okay. But she got a lot of people who love her too. But on the internet, it's a fad to hate her. It's a fad to say that she's demonic. But hold on, let me tell you how the devil play games. People are so not informed that they gonna sit there. Okay. You know when Jesus was in the desert?
Yeah.
Jesus was informed. He knew what the fuck. He knew when Satan came around talking that bullshit. He knew exactly what that was. Right?
Right.
Imagine Satan. Imagine one of these motherfuckers who are pro Tory fans going to the desert and meet Satan. That shit would have been all fucked up.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They don't know evil. People don't know how to point out evil. That's what it is.
And I need people to understand when we pass away, we're gonna have a whole review of what we did life, how we
Yeah.
make people feel. And God gonna show you how you make Megan feel.
Mm-hmm. But let's extend it further. It's not just about how you make Megan feel. That's your character. That means that you made more than people in your actual life feel
Yeah,
like
like how they make everybody feel.
that. Yeah, people in your actual life you made feel like that. You know what I'm saying? This is just you. This is an avatar, right?
Yeah.
Like you're on the internet. This is just an avatar. Your avatar is a representation of your true feelings of how you really be doing stuff, right? So
Right.
even if you suppress it in the real life, it comes out. So I know that people who back this shit, they do people like that. Them the ones that they cousin come to them and tell them, like, look, Uncle so and so pull this thing out and try to do. And they gonna be like, well, I don't know because she be lying.
Right.
Yeah, they want to know. Oh, she lied about stealing cupcakes, so I think she probably lying about Uncle so and so doing stuff. Yeah, that's what they do. That's them. That's them people.
And them the dangerous type of motherfuckers.
And then people get mad at me because I be like, yeah, these are females who are interrupted. I be calling them girl interrupted. You're interrupted. Because that's the only way that you can feel like this shit makes sense. It don't.
And then it's male like and males with female daughters. Like that's crazy. There's going up and there's going back for Tory
And
and
matter of
like
fact,
a
I keep it
BBG.
100 with you. My birthday, matter of fact, my birthday is Wednesday, right?
Happy early
And I'm about to
birthday.
be 36, right? But what
Mm.
I can tell you, number one thing I can tell you, what I have learned for a fact, for a Fendi fact, okay? I have learned that adults are more dishonest than children. Adults are very, very dishonest. They have mental illness, and a lot of them get praised for it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them get praised for it. Like people praise Milagro Gramz, right?
Yeah.
For essentially cyber stalking because they didn't care that she was cyber stalking because she was telling her group of people what they wanted to hear. They wanted to bash Megan, and she was bashing her and cyber stalking her. So they used her as a vessel. But in a nutshell, psychologically, that's fucking crazy. That's a
Yes.
fucking problem. But we're gonna see how Megan really feel about Tory Lanez now. That's what we're gonna see. You ready?
Yeah.
And we're gonna use love and money. Let's do love and money. Right? I like this, right? So I had a couple of clients and I used this. And they was like, I like this deck. I like this deck. What is this deck? This is a new deck. Yeah.
It's cute.
I'm using all my new decks, right? So it's like a comic book style thing, right? And because she has love for Tory, and she did it for.
And she love comic. She love not comic. She love animation. My bad. Animated. Whatever you call it shit.
Megan like animation. But look, doesn't this look like some internet stuff, like early internet type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do it. So how does Megan I said Megan, ooh girl. That's how how does Milagro Gramz really feel about Tory Lanez right now? Because it's seeping out. It's seeping out, girl. She wanna combust, girl. But she just like trying to keep it cute, girl. But look, 1, 2, 3. Give me some interviews. Oh, girl. I told you she wearing the mask, girl. She wearing the mask. I told you she want to seek that. She is hot.
Okay, so I don't get what you're saying.
Okay. I'm asking how Milagro Gramz truly feel about Tory Lanez right now.
Right.
That bitch is hot. That bitch is mad. She's wearing a social mask. She's saying stuff, but she's trying to be nice. But she really want to curse him the fuck out on social media.
Yeah, because you played her.
Yeah. Whole time, and then you got this. I'm working on my divine feminine side to gather the strength to protect this seedling. I want to be more nurturing and loving towards this new beginning. So, see, look, he done gave her the boot. She feels like that, right? But
yeah,
the whole time, she has a little career. She has this fame starting, and she wants to protect that. So she's wearing this mask because she know how she got in the public eye based on bashing Megan and Cardi and taking up for Tory and Nicki, and the way that she feels like she's being treated, she feel away. But at the same token, you're not going to stomp out just a little bit of fame that's sprouting. That's what she wants. Petty gains, being penny-wise, pound foolish, and undermining overall success, chasing pennies and neglecting larger financial goals, chasing tiny profits and sacrificing long-term growth. That's her. That man, that $3,000, that girl felt like she was lit. Like, oh, I could have gotten more, right? And then not only that, look at the people. She was chasing the clout and whatever she got on social media monetarily, but she didn't look at the long term. She didn't look at the fact that she could have been sued, girl.
Right.
Yeah, she ain't look at that, right? She didn't.
That's
so
crazy.
She got this mask on, and she really don't fuck with this nigga no more. And the fact of the matter is that, look, I know how I got here, and I'm sprouting out notoriety and some type of fame. You're not going to snuff that out. So I'm saying my little shit, but I'm playing kind of sort of nice because I need this little seed of celebrity to grow because that's what I want. But the whole time I'm doing this for coins, not big money. Because when you want big money, you know what you do? And I said this a long time ago too, because I did a reading on her, the first ever reading I did on her. I told her that yeah, she's good. She got something to say. She has a good voice. She can do this. However, people are not gonna take her seriously.
Right. And she think
So
she think because what worked out with Tasha K is gonna work out in her favor.
it's not.
Like
But
no,
I
it
mean
don't
by
go like that.
But what I mean by like people not gonna take you seriously is that you're being a troll, a mouthpiece, a do girl. Do you really think that that's gonna be something that goes far? When you want to sit there and actually be a commentator or do interviews on real celebrities and shit like that, they're not gonna take you seriously. They're just using you as a mouthpiece. You're getting
Right.
petty gains, like selling yourself short. Are you mad at that? Mad as shit. You mad as shit. She's mad as shit. Like real mad.
I
Real
would
mad.
be too.
Me too. I ain't gonna lie, me too. But however, the real thing is nobody asked you to do all that.
Right.
Nobody asked you to. You chose that route. But now you mad at him. But you wearing this mask, like that's still my brother. I just don't like no bitch, you don't like him at all. Because you in a situation and you really thought a nigga was gonna help you.
I
It
give it.
looked
I
like
give
he
it.
was, but he
I
wasn't.
give back. I give back to it a week. Should be making videos about him. That be a new obsession. Gonna be him.
Hmm. But you know what? I don't feel bad. I don't. Oh fucking will. Like
I don't either. You made your bed. You gotta lay in it now.
I don't feel bad for none of these people. In fact, I'm gonna be honest. I believe that Megan was a victim. And I don't, and I believe that there's no reason that anybody should be pulling out a gun on anybody for no reason, right?
Like
But in the same token, Megan, I do feel like Megan had a hand in her own demise of being shot. As far as you're vibrating low enough to deal in fondue and bullshit and
right.
mess, right? You
Yeah.
are grown too. Losing your mom or not, you are grown too. You don't have to deal with mess. You chose to.
I wish her mama had more kids.
Yeah, that she had siblings or something, but she didn't. But that's fine. Because at the same token, everybody has their walk. So I'm not mad at that. But what I'm saying is, as an adult, you have to go about things a certain way. And I've been saying that for a few days now because I had to really vibrate a little higher and be an adult too. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying like I had to be an adult too. And I realized like, girl, I looked around me and I'm like, I'm not living a 16-year-old life. I'm not even living a 20-year-old life. I can't do what people do. They ain't got shit.
Right.
Megan was doing shit like people who ain't got shit. Choosing to have company with motherfuckers who are secretly jealous of you.
She really needs some gentle. I mean, what y'all it? Um, I can't pronounce it
Gentle
right now.
guidance.
Yeah, like people around her that really care about her.
Hmm.
That was saying to her, like, no, no, you don't need to go down this route.
But see, I'll be honest with you. In this situation, she's famous, right? So she draws in a lot of people who are false people, who are only here for a check.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with certain stuff and you want people who are real, it's kind of hard in her situation. It is. Because 90% of the people that you're going to meet that want to say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I'm here for you, they're here for a chat. They're here for the status. They're here for the clout. Mm-hmm. That shit crazy. But girl, look, what time is it? Girl, it's about to
One
be 1 o'clock. I got to go. I've been on here for 2 hours, girl. I got
Me
to.
too.
But no, I appreciate you being on, and I really did have a good conversation with you, girl.
I did too.
I love it. Thank you.
I did too. Thank you
All right.
for
I'll
having
talk to
me.
y'all later. I'm gone, y'all. Good night.
All right.
I'll see
Bye.
y'all tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I will be on for my birthday and talk to y'all for my birthday and just tell y'all about some personal stuff and how I feel and where I'm
Okay.
at in life. Y'all, I love y'all.
I'll be on.
All right. I see you.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Good night.